Hey, Southeast, I hope you are doing well on this cold, cold morning. When I woke up this morning, my weather app said that it was 15 degrees, so I stayed inside and read my Bible. It said that it's 15 degrees, but outside it felt like 4 degrees, and so of course I stayed inside. The Huskies, though, they decided that they wanted to be outside and just enjoy the single-digit temperatures, so that's what they did while I did my quiet time. But hey, I wanted to share with you something. Last night, I got a text message from a friend of mine, and he is going through just a difficult time. It's a season in his life, and honestly, it's been a long season in his life and his family's life. And he texted me. He sent me this text yesterday, and I wanted to share a line with you. It says, "I never in 1,000 years would have fathomed life would play out like this." And I wanted to share that with you because I feel like a lot of people wake up and they're experiencing the same thing. You know, we live in a broken world. We live in a hard world. And life just hits you sometimes. And when you were a kid, when you were dreaming, when you were, planning out your career, maybe when you were getting married, we have these pictures of what the future could look like, this hope. And oftentimes it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't play out the way that we think it is, and we find ourselves just in the pit, looking for answers, searching for something. And I appreciate my friend because he went on to say, and he said, "I'm still trusting God." And I have found that when you are in the pit, you kind of have two roads that you can choose. You can allow bitterness, you can allow anger to enter into your heart, and it can push you away from God. But you can also take a different road, and that road is you can recognize that God meets us in our pain, meets us in our suffering, that He is there, suffering with us. That's the gospel message, right? Is that God put on flesh. Jesus came. He took on our flesh. He took on our sin, died, and was resurrected. And what that means is that it doesn't mean that He, snaps His fingers and all that pain and everything goes away, but it does mean that He is there with you, and that He gives you peace. He gives you hope. He gives you the promise that one day He will take away all the sin and all the suffering and those things. Right now, I'm listening to a song, and what had caught my attention in the lyrics is this line. It says, "Well, I've got no answers for heartbreaks or cancers, but a Savior who suffers them with me." And that's pretty amazing when you think about it, that the God of the universe, who calls out the stars by name, suffers with us when we're going through difficult times. That He knows what it's like because He did put on flesh. He has empathy with us, and He sees us through those trials and tribulations. And so I just want to encourage you today that if you did this morning wake up and you are in a pit and you are in a mess, and those words of my friend resonate with you, that you never imagined, never fathomed that your life would turn out the way it is in this moment, I just want to encourage you to not give up, to dig deeper into your relationship with Christ, to dig deeper into your relationship with God, whether it's new to you or you've been a Christian for a long time. He meets us in our pain. He meets us in our suffering. Along with that, I also want you to know a couple things. One is this Sunday, we're going to start the Gospel of Luke, and we're calling this Encounters with Jesus. We often feel stuck in our faith journey. We strive for changes. We encounter the same struggles repeatedly. Yet, and that's not new to us. That happened, for all of humanity. That has happened. And we're going to be talking about these moments in the Gospel of Luke where Jesus encounters people. And through these powerful encounters that Jesus has with them, we see that how Jesus gives us hope, redeems us, and brings us life, and not just life, but gives us life abundantly, and that Jesus is still transforming lives today. And so I hope you can make it as we start the Gospel of Luke this Sunday. That would be the 26th of January. Worship service is at 10:30. We'll have to have you come. Also, a couple other things that you need to know. This Wednesday, the 22nd at 6:30 p.m., we are kicking off Rooted. Rooted is a 10-week Bible study. And this is a great Bible study for people who are wondering what the core beliefs of Christianity are. And so it's 10 weeks, and it goes through those foundational Christian beliefs and kind of rhythms of life and that type of thing. And so love to have you join us for that. And again, that's if you're new to Christianity, that might be a good starting place for you. It could also be, maybe you've been away for a little while and you just want and you're coming back, or maybe you just want a stronger foundation for your faith. It kind of talks about, it does. This study goes through those foundational beliefs. So encourage you to join the Rooted Bible Study. Again, that's this Wednesday, the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the church. And that class, this first week, is just kind of a get to know you week. And so no prep for that. Just show up. Love to have you join us. The other thing that's happening is that we have Southeast has been growing a lot recently. And so we just recognize there's a lot of people that just don't know each other. And so we're having a few dinners lined up. And the first dinner that we have lined up is our young adult dinner. And this is a group that meets sporadically and through the week and all sorts of things. It's a great group to be a part of, but they are having a kind of a fellowship dinner, an affinity dinner, Matthew party, whatever you want to call it, this Friday. It's on the 24th at 6:30 p.m. You can register for that online. It's important that you register so that we know how much food to bring. I think they're doing barbecue and pulled pork and all that stuff, so that's going to be a great time of fellowship and games and just getting to know people. There's no agenda, just getting to know other people in that age demographic. Also, again, we've been getting a lot of new people to Southeast, and we know that finding a church can be confusing. It can be hard. And so we created an environment. It's called a newcomer gathering, and we do this every couple months, and it's a place for you just to get to know us. And that is this Sunday at 9:15 a.m. And there is childcare, and if you get, we have bagels and all that stuff. It's just before the worship service. So I'd love to have you join us for that. It's a place where you can ask questions and, again, find out just a little bit more about Southeast and whether or not you want to be part of this amazing community. Southeast, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I encourage you to stay warm. God bless.